not just the ones you saw, including revenue. Yeah, the revenue accounts will also move there. The collection accounts are going to move there. It is a Kenyan bank. It was Kereb. And so we must be proud. The ones you're saying at level at tier 1, at one point we're also at a lower level. Let's build our bank. So it's an administrative decision that we can stand by.
Through you, Chair, could I please ask a subsequent question to the Governor? Your Excellency, the reason why this question is relevant is because you've actually not answered it. What Sifuna said, we have about 34 commercial banks in Kenya. If I was to ask you today to give me a proposal, an offer which was given by Citian Bank, Citibank, Kenya Commercial Bank, and all these other banks. And the reason for that is that Citian Bank is known to be a bank owned by individuals who are Kenyans who owned it just recently. And all these individuals are actually in government. That your decision, Governor, just let me ask you, this is what Nairobians are talking about. No, let me ask you. Don't be defensive. Thank you. What I'm asking, it said that this bank is owned by some people in government, and the decision you took, the owners of Citian. Okay. You want me to give you the C12? You see, he's telling me, watch.
No, produce the CR12.
Yeah, so let me ask my question. I don't know why all these guys are being defensive.
Order members, I think...
members, let me ask my question. This is the question. Are you sure that if we were to consider what other commercial banks are offering, that Citian would actually be offering this purely on a business basis and not because of the connections of the owners? That's really the point. Yeah. And I'm not accusatory. I'm just trying to ask if the evidence...
Can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. They have given us the best deal, and it's an administrative decision. We have looked at all these other banks. We invited them. We've looked at different commercial banks, and let me not name. No one is charging us no processing fee as a percentage. No one is giving us that rate. In fact, one of our entities did even go to being offered is the best. So it's an administrative decision. And banks, of course, like any institution, can have owners. Yeah, Citian has owners, KCB has shareholders, NCBA Bank has owners. I don't see people asking about it when account is open, accounts there. Everyone, all of these things have, have shareholders. But if there's a specific shareholder in government, please produce that evidence to us.
Chair, can I have a supplementary question? Mine is different. It's on the same, on the banks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not passing
be brief,
the details of the people, but
don't go too personal.
No, I'm not going to any names, because I agree with the governor that anybody can own anything in this country. The question I had is because he was the chair of this committee. And if I remember, he talked very strongly against very many accounts held by governors when he was chairing this committee. What do you feel is the maximum number of accounts or minimum number? Can we have a minimum or a maximum number of accounts held by county governments?
Yes.
And now that you are there, I'm taking advantage of the fact that you are the one who brought it to Senate.
Chair, at that time...
Chair, before he answers that question.
Yeah, because Chair...
Chair, can we take all the questions first?
Let me just answer that one.
Yes.
Because, Chair...
You see, the question by Senator Kamar is not a bad question, but it is deviating from the concern of the people of Nairobi. Chair, when we have our governor here, allow the people of Nairobi to get answers before we get broad policy conversations about how many bank accounts a county needs. Let us finish with the question that is on the table, on why we have picked this small bank over the big banks.
Chair,
I personally would want to see that correspondence from these various entities that, in fact, we got a better deal from ZD.
Okay, we'll give you
Governor, when you sit in that office, we know you have powers to make administrative decisions. Yes. But you have a responsibility to explain yourselves. We are not dumb people. We will understand. So let us just get a proper explanation.
Let him answer.
Chair, before he answers that question.
I'll give you the opportunity.
Chair,
so answer that
Chair, before he answers that question, please. You see, the governor talked about benefits. Let him tell us also the risk involved going to smaller banks.
Okay.
Yes.
You have
definitely.
we are already on time, but I'll give you 5 more minutes.
Chair, you know what Senator Sifuna is asking? Provide us with documents.
No, I'm here. I understand you very well.
Yes.
We'll ask. I'll give that as a final thing.
Chair, first of all, that was
Proceed.
not a question in the committee, but we're happy to answer it because of transparency. It's a Kenyan institution. I don't think any bank should be discriminated against. The procedures were followed. The BFM talks about how accounts are opened by counties. That was followed. I don't think anyone has a greater right, or any institution has a greater right. There is no law that says bank with equity or with co-op or with cooperative. So long as you looked at the risk involved and the deal, a better deal to the county in terms of processing, salary etc. We're confident about that, and it's a decision that we've made. Chair, the number of banks that a county can open, you're the ones who have legislated on it. You have said, number one, for instance, for every health facility, open an account. So if you have 300 hospitals, you'll have 300 accounts. It is in the FIF law that you passed. You've said if I have 500 hospitals, there'll be 500 of those accounts. Every facility will require to have an account. But there are certain accounts that the PFM has specifically said that you must open at the central bank. So it provides which ones must be at the central bank. Your CRF, for instance, must be at the central bank. Certain donor projects, have their own regulations of where you bank, and they say we want you to bank with this type of a bank. For instance, RMLF, you must open an account at the central bank, and so it is all within the law. It is all within the law. So that's why I'm saying the Senate should be clear. When colleagues, and I'm not one of those who've been vilified about the number of accounts, because you see it in the paper that Governor X has opened 200, 300 bank accounts, and you assume they're his accounts, yet they're for facilities, and you've passed it. You've said for every hospital have its own account. You're the ones who said it. So you should also be able to explain. And I think the Auditor General and COB need to see eye to eye on that point. So Chair, I think that's what I've answered. If you need any more supplementary documentation, we're very happy to provide, because we've done everything above board and properly. And if it comes as a question through the Senate, we'll be able to provide all of those answers.
Yeah. The only reason we brought this issue up, as I told you, Governor, I had already written to the office. I have not gotten any response. And when we meet, I would want always to insist that our discussions are formal so that everybody can see the conversations that are going on. It is a concern. You move from a bank that has an asset base of 1.9 trillion, for instance, with customer deposits of 1.4 trillion. A bank, Governor. If we were a bank, what is the total asset base for our city? It's in the trillions of shillings, So it doesn't make sense. It's an administrative decision, yes, but we would want to see that conversation. I really doubt that a bank that has a customer base or deposit base of trillions of shillings would not be able to extend those facilities.
Oh, they completely refused. Completely.
Okay. That's what we're saying.
They completely refused.
I think
we just need the evidence.
We'll show you.
That is all we are saying.
Yeah. Chair, I'm worried that a number of our questions have taken us off the questions on the list, to the extent that we have not reached 50%. I would suggest that we go through so that we don't reinvite on the very questions. If we have to finish